Everybody please rise. For the land acknowledgement and the singing of Old Canada.
Chief of Buster State Lake Indian Regional Council, and Chief of the Prairie Nation, I welcome you here to Treaty 8 territory, and recognize the Buster State Lake Nations of Griffball, Mawanoa, Prairie, Sucker Creek, and Swan River. This land is a traditional area of ancestral territory, the Cree people since time immemorial, and homeland of the Métis people. Recognition of our history on this land and waters, an act of reconciliation, and we honor those who walk with us. Aye, aye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eric Nielsen, and welcome to High Prairie, Alberta for the next road game for your Dawson Creek Canucks as they face off against the hometown High Prairie Regals. Dawson Creek coming into tonight's game, they're 3-1 on the season, coming off a big home win against Spirit River. As for the High Prairie Regals, they're actually coming off a home win themselves against the Fort St. John Flyers here last weekend. Both teams will look to extend your winning ways. And for the starting goaltenders tonight, for the High Prairie Regals, going to be Keegan Okamo, 1-2 this season, 6.53 goals against average, an .824 save percentage. And in net for your Dawson Creek Canucks, it's going to be Nathan Prule making his NPHL debut. Last suited up for the Dawson Creek Kodiaks, not last season, the season before. Been on the road backing up a couple games this season, but his first start, Canucks are going to hope to make it a good one. Tipped into the zone by the Regals early on. Henriksen chases to get that back, rings it around the board, stopped there by Desjardins. He takes a hit. Able to keep the puck though, or the Canucks. Henriksen over for Weaver. That one bounces off Norman. Now Massingham. Cross ice for Desjardins. That's intercepted. Regals will tip that one back in. Paddled there by Prule. Bellion had that in the corner and then went off for a change right as he got passed back to. Regals are going to ice the puck there as they couldn't connect on that pass, and the faceoff will come back into the High Prairie zone for the first time tonight. View's not going to be the best here, as you guys can see in the High Prairie zone. But best we can do here on the road. Rally out there for the face-off for the Canucks, able to kick it back to the point. Gilbert tried to go D-to-D for Swales, and that was broken up nicely there by Rob LeMay, playing for the Regals this year. Formerly with the Flair Pirates, winning the championship with them last year. Now Rally up the left side, he'll chip it in right before the blue line and give chase. Bame in on the forecheck as well. Lays a hit, but the puck gets away from him, and the Regals will skate it out of their zone. Regals cross center ice. They'll chip that one in. That one's saved there by Prule, and he'll cover it up for a whistle. Dawson's 20-4 all time against High Prairie with one tie. Last season, Dawson won both matchups 10-2 here in High Prairie and then 22-3 at home. High Prairie seems to be a stronger team this year, so should be a closer battle, especially with the Canucks a little bit of a short bench again. Gilbert takes that pass, plays it back as he looks to avoid a hit from Larry Yellamy. Now up the middle for Taylor. Over to the right side, Massingham trying to turn on the Jets. Joey Massingham shoots. That one kicked out by Okamo. Rebound. That one's blocked and doesn't make it to the net. Puck behind the Regals net, they control. Dylan Cunningham with it. Passes over for Harlan Noski. That one's tipped in. Noski gives chase. Weaver bobbled a little bit behind the net, able to recover and bail himself out. Gets it up for Craig, and he'll chip it off the glass. Craig took a hit at the end of that. Truel out of his net, stops it up for Henriksen. Now Deserlay. Deserlay takes a bump, plays it back to Henriksen. He'll get it up for Rowley. Now finds Craig. Canucks trying to break up. Craig all alone, 1-on-3, waiting for some help. Floats it on net, easily kicked out there by Okamo. Deserlay almost intercepted that pass. Tipped in, or dumped in by the Regals. Canucks trying to spring Norman. That jumps over his stick. He couldn't handle it. And that faceoff will come back down to the Dawson Creek zone. Rowley out here for the face-off against Isaac. Cole Isaac had a hat trick for the Regals last game against the Flyers here in their 7-6 home win. Scoring last seconds, 14 seconds left they won that game with. Now Weaver takes a hit, trying to get the puck out. That one sent wide from the point. Now Norman gets it, able to get it out of the zone. Might be too much for icing, but Deserlay trying to turn on the Jets. Not going to be icing as the referee, the linesman, calls it off. Centering pass by Norman. That one deflects right back to him. Tried to get it back to the point. Now Henriksen got to race back. Regals have some help. That one deflects off Henriksen's stick. Nice recovery by him to get a stick there. Break up that pass. Now Rowley over for Norman. Norman into the slot. Beam tipped in. What a goal there. Beautiful passing play by the Canucks. Norman to Beam to Rowley, back to the net. His third of the season, and the Canucks got an early lead here in High Prairie. Face-off won by the Regals after that opening goal. Canucks trying to pounce on him again. Gilbert went to dump that one in, hit a body, bounced back to Massingham. Now the Canucks will move in. Bame tried to find Schmer over on the right face-off dot there. That one didn't get to the net. Regals will skate it out. Jonathan Bellion sends that into the Canucks end. Gilbert battling behind the net for him. Bellion with it, centering pass. What a save by Nathan Truel, robbing the Regals, keeping this a one-goal lead for the Canucks. And that's a good welcome to the NPHL save for him. Bame tried to make a move around Noski, but that one was broken up. Regals try and bring it back the other way. Bellion has a man out in front, just banks it off the end boards. Regals tried to reverse there, ended up just leaving it on Swale's stick. Schmerman up the ice for Bame. Bame watched from behind, all alone, 1-on-5. Able to play that back to the point though. Weaver plays it back down for Bame. He's hit there by a couple of Regals, and they'll battle for the puck. Taylor in to help out. Taylor able to get his head up and just able to brace for that big hit. And then Liam Craig lays one in retaliation in the corner there. Should be icing against the Regals, and as Henriksen gets back, it will be indeed icing against the Regals. I was saying Dawson 24-1 all time, the one being a tie. 11 straight games they've won against High Prairie dating back to 2011. As High Prairie's been kind of in and out of the league in that time. Same with Dawson a couple of those years. That's senior hockey for you. Regals' second year back in the NPHL. They're able to get their first win last weekend, like I said, against the Flyers. That one's deemed a hand pass, the linesman says, so we'll get to redo the face-off in front of the Canucks bench.
Yeah.
Rowley here for this face-off, facing up against Harlan Noski. Rowley able to win that. Craig will dump it in just before the blue line. Flipped on goal. Okamo elects to just hold that one for whistles. A couple Canucks looking at the crease there for loose puck. Canucks win that face-off. Henriksen at the point, tried to play that off the boards. Clearing attempt by the Regals, hitting Rowley's stick. That let Weaver control, and he sends it across the ice. Henriksen had a hard time catching up to that. Now Rowley just couldn't catch up to that puck. Could have been loose, had a good opportunity. Henriksen, D-to-D pass for their captain, Evan Weaver. Gets it back for Henriksen. Henriksen tried to find Norman, that was intercepted. Regals look to go on the attack. Dumped in the zone, Proulx comes out, plays it to the corner. Corey Isaac loses that puck battle. Rowley had that one smashed away from him right as he was about to collect that puck. Regals tried to go back the other way, but the Canucks were able to send it back down the ice. Puck will slide into the Canucks zone. That'll be another icing. Face-off will end up in the High Prairie zone.
Rogers Bar, now don't forget to get to your program. For a chance to look for a chicken, get car wash, Blue Dog Grill.
Joey Massingham will come out for this face-off. He'll be flanked by Desjardins and Norman. Gilbert and Swales on the point. Regals able to win that face-off, and they control behind their net. Short pass, Regals still controlling their own zone now. Into the Canucks end. 2-on-2 there. Gilbert able to break that one up and force his man into the corner. Battle for that puck. Gilbert takes a cross check from behind, still making the play. Good effort there by Gilbert. Regals trying to get the puck out of Desjardins' skates. Gilbert comes in and gets it up for Massingham. Now Massingham up the ice for Norman, able to kick it up to his stick right before he entered the blue line. Big hit on Joey Massingham after that slap shot. Rowley will come back out for this face-off. Boehm and Schmerman on his wings. Back to the point, Gilbert. He'll play it over to the far boards. Boehm tried to cut to the middle. That was broken up. Regals will control behind their net. Trying to spring a guy. That was Rob LeMay behind the defense. Now he'll give chase to Swales. Swales brings it out front. Still with it. Collides into his man. Puck goes loose. Regals will control. Schmerman intercepts that, fakes a shot, gets around LeMay. Schmerman with it around the net, trying to find someone to pass to, stopped up as the referee was there and the puck got loose in the skates. That allows the Regals to get the puck. Quick little pass up from LeMay. Isaac shoots that one just over the glove side, out of play. That was actually Jonathan Bellion with the shot. Good opportunity for the Regals there, not able to cash in. Now Cole Isaac will come out for the face-off. Joey Massingham will face that off against him, able to win the puck back for the Canucks. Now Weaver, got to be careful behind his net. He was pressured there by the Regals. Puck ends up on Craig's stick. That little flip's intercepted, sent back into the Canucks end. Henriksen up for Craig. Tried to go across the ice, ends up hitting Massingham in the skate. Massingham, backhander, just about handcuffs Keegan Okamo. He's able to find that one, hold it for a whistle. Massingham still out here for this draw for the Canucks. He's able to win it back to Jeff Taylor. Long shot from the point by Weaver. Doesn't make it to the net. Does that hit a body? And now that ends up in the Regals bench clearing attempt. Face-off will be dropped right beside Keegan Okomo again, in the Regals zone. Face-off won there by the Canucks. Norman spinning away from pressure, trying to find someone to pass to. Cross ice for Henriksen. Henriksen sends that on net. That one's tipped just wide as Norman was in front. Got a piece of it, just didn't end up where he wanted. Now Larry Yellowknee. He'll flip that one on. Prue will play that up into the netting. We'll have a whistle. Face-off inside the Canucks end. Riley Prevost out here for the face-off. He's able to win that one over Rowley. Puck ends up in the corner. Rowley will play that over for Henriksen. Henriksen had to watch out as he was pressured right away. Thought he had more time than he did. Able to get the puck out though. Desiree trying to stop up and he gets it up for Rowley. 2-on-2. Rowley trying to get around the defense. Centering pass. As he was taken down. Ends up on Norman's stick. He'll bring it out of the corner. Back for Desiree. Penalty coming up against the Regals. Desiree backhander. Nice save by Okomo. Kicks that one out as the Regals touch it. We're going to have a holding call coming up. Canucks are going to go to the power play. Be Devin Courtley going to the box for the Regals. Dustin Boehm will come out here for the face-off. Schmerman Massingham on the wings and Swales Gilbert on the defense for this power play. Canucks win that face-off and they'll set up now. Swales fanned on that pass, just about worked out, and that one able to be broken up as Okomo got a piece of that as it was tipped on. Now Boehm, cross ice. Gilbert had that puck just a little ahead of him so he couldn't shoot. And then that one skips over Swale's stick. Smart play for him to bring it back to the other side as there was a Regal right behind him looking to break loose. Gilbert, he'll go over for Swales. Leaves it for Boehm. Boehm able to step onto that and bring it into the offensive zone. Dustin Boehm protecting the puck. Leaves it there for Schmerman. He takes a hit from behind. Puck goes loose. Regals will control. Weak clearing attempt though. Not going to be able to get past Gilbert. He'll hold that one in. Over for Swales at the right point. Swales elects not to shoot. Cuts to the middle. Now does. And that one's saved by Okomo. He'll hold it for a whistle. Rally out here for this face-off. Canucks still in the power play for another minute. Prue will come out of his net. He'll chip it over to the corner for Weaver. Weaver tried to skate onto it. Now Norman does. Norman brings it in for the Canucks. 3-on-2. He'll elect to just set up here for the power play. Played back down for Desiree. He gets it back to Norman. Henriksen top of the point. Leaves it for Norman. Norman tried to go cross ice. That was broken up nicely there by Bellion. Norman still with it. Now cross ice for Weaver. Likes not to shoot, gets it back for Norman. Henriksen out front now. Rally as well. One-timer, that one's tipped just wide off a stick. Canucks will keep it in the zone though. Back down low, Norman. Out front, Rally had that one broken up. Bellion will be able to clear it down the ice. Just 10 seconds left on the power play now for the Canucks. Maybe one last rush opportunity if they hurry. Canucks captain will bring it in. Weaver shoots. Save there by Okomo. He'll hold that one for a whistle. Both teams back to even strength. So Devin Courtley steps out of the box. Massingham out here for this face-off just to the right of Okemo. Swales at the point. That one tipped just over the net. That one hit almost everyone in front. Quite the deflection. That one took double deflection. Now Massingham takes a hit. Puck ends up loose. Craig overskated it. He's going to battle for it in the corner. Finds Taylor. Gets it back to the point. Swales shoots. That one tips just wide of the net there. Okemo looked like he was going to be able to glove it down, but Canucks able to get a stick on it. Massingham tried to send that out front, but he was pinned. Stopping that. Clearing attempt, broken up. Canucks still control. Craig shoots. That one saved by Okemo, able to get that with the glove, and he'll hold it for a whistle. Rally back out here for the face-off. He's going to get tossed out, so Schmerman will come in, take the straw. Schmerman able to win that to the corner. Regals look to clear it. Canucks will bring it out themselves. Swales will control. Swales gains center and dumps that one in. Schmer takes a hit. Trying to keep that one in the zone, but forced back into their own end is the Canucks. Gilbert tried to clear that one. That looked like to be knocked down by a high stick. Referee was watching it, said no though. Play on. Up the middle, Bame. He's going to be able to beat out that icing. Trying to protect the puck there from Cunningham. Bame still with it. Regals another man comes in there. That was Isaac. Canucks will control. Rally tried to make a move through the legs there. That one was broken up. Regals flipped that, but not out. Kept in at the line. Schmerman tried to go down low for Rally. Bame behind the net. Takes a little bit of a hit. Puck still in his skates, trying to kick it out. Regals will get it out from behind their net, but the Canucks keep it in the offensive zone. Schmerman able to pin his man. 2 Canucks there and 3 Regals. Canucks will still end up with the puck. Weaver shoots. Glove save there by Okemo. He'll hold that one for a whistle. Massingham will be out here against Rob LeMay for the face-off. Canucks able to win that. Norman tried to send it back to the point for Weaver, but the Canucks able to keep it in. Massingham now centering pass. That one was broken up. Weaver tried to get that out front for Desjardins, poking at it, but Okemo able to hold that one out of the crease, or out of the net, laying flat on his back in the crease. Canucks with another offensive zone draw here. Norman right off the face-off save there by Okemo. He had to be sharp. Able to shut down Norman right off that face-off. Okemo pointing out to his defenders where he wants them to be, just so that doesn't happen again. Regals made it way too easy there for Norman to get a shot. Played back to the point. That's broken up, and here come the Regals. 2-on-1. Bellion has yellow knee. Diving play by Weaver, able to break that one up. Good play there by the Canucks captain. Short little pass for Massingham from Norman. He'll dump that one in. Canucks in the middle of changing their defensive unit. Norman back for Desjardins. That one-timer stopped by a block, or a Regal there getting in front of that one. Could be a 2-on-1 here for the Regals, but they send themselves offside. LeMay just a step too early here. Face off just outside the Canucks blue line. Regals able to win that one. And if we run into technical difficulties tonight, the Regals do stream too. So just, what a play. Poole able to keep that one out as well. That one was right on the goal line, just able to close the wickets. And he's had 2 10-bell saves so far in this first period. Rowley in on the attack. All kinds of speed. That one right into the ankles, though. And the Regals will try and bring it back the other way. Swale steps up, able to break that one up. He'll send it up for Jeff Taylor. Taylor able to absorb a little bit of a hit. Puck still loose on the near boards. Craig will end up with it. Short little pass for Rowley. Rowley, nice move through the legs, and that one's just wide on the backhander. Now a long shot from the point by Gilbert. That one's wide of the net. Canucks still control though. Schmerman off the bench. Kick save there by Okamo. Just able to get that with the right toe. Now Rowley. Canucks almost looking like a power play with all the time they got. Swales elects not to shoot. Now does. Ends up on a Regal stick as that one was blocked, and they'll get it out the zone just to center ice though. Not nearly as deep as you'd want it. Craig sent that cross ice after he took a hit. Pops right back up though. Canucks controlling. Massingham back to the point. Henriksen blockered out. Now big shot from Weaver, and that one's also saved by Okamo up into the netting. Okamo doing his part to keep the Regals in this. Shots currently 15-5 for the Canucks in this first period of play. They're able to win another face-off. That shot from the point deflects wide. Regals, they'll try and clear it out. Riley Prevost. That one's off the skate of Henriksen. He's able to clear it out of danger. That one could have ended up in the back of the Canucks net if they weren't a little bit more careful. Now Weaver. Hit there as he went back to retrieve it. Regals control now in the offensive zone. Schmerman in to help out. That one slapped behind the Canucks net. Now Weaver will control. He's got some time. Can't make a pass. Regals fell down trying to shoot theirs. I think the player just got a little too excited. He's in such a good shooting opportunity. That was Keaton Auger. And that's one he's going to want back. Bame able to tip that one into the zone and avoid the icing. Regals will control. Short little pass, and they'll cut up the middle. Into the Canucks zone. Poked away there by Henriksen. Up for Norman. Canucks trying to bring it right back in. Norman went to cut to the middle. That was broken up by the Regals and sent back to center. Gilbert controls for his team in front of his bench. Now Bame over for Norman, able to take that off the skate. Norman trying to turn on the Jets. Lost control, but gets it back. Saved there by Okamo. Puck loose out in front, but the Regals able to collect that puck and clear it out of danger. Norman, short little pass up for Desjardins. He's all alone, shoots and kicked out there by Okamo. Okamo's been busy this first period, but he's been good. And that one, another kick save there by Okamo. Gilbert able to keep that at the blue line, sends that to the front of the net. Cleared away by the Regals, but just onto Rowley's stick. Rowley down low, backhander over the net, up into the netting, out of play. .247 left here in this first period of play. Canucks with the only goal so far in this first period. Brandon Rowley marker. A tic-tac-toe play from Rowley, Bame, and Norman. Rowley wins that face-off. Norman controlling now. Trying to catch up to that puck, but it's played up into the netting. Massingham back out here for another face-off, this time to the right of Okamo. Riga's able to win that one. They'll start out from behind their own net. Cleared off the glass, up for Yellow Knee. He takes a hit from Craig, able to make a pass across the ice though. Regals, long shot, easily gloved down there by Prule, and he'll hold it for a whistle. Massingham still out here for the face-off. Regals able to win it back. Yellow Knee shoots. Prule able to get a piece of that as it took a deflection. Now LeMay plays it down low. Bellion tried to send that out front. That was off the side of the net. Bounces into the corner. Played back now for Massingham. Massingham, he's got some room. Swales tried to chip that past LeMay. That was broken up. Swales trying to pin that to the corner, and he does. Play it to this corner. Jeff Taylor will skate onto it. A little bit of miscommunication. Yellow knee kicked out by Proul, able to get that one with the left toe. Regals fanned on that next opportunity here as their player overskated it. Massingham will bring it up the ice over for Taylor, over for Craig, spins, couldn't get anything on that. Back to the point, that skips over Weaver's stick all the way down to Nathan Proul. Proul play it up for Weaver. He'll turn back. Just a minute 25 left here in this period now. Schmerman up the left side. Matt Schmerman shoots. That one deflects off a body into the corner. Boehm trying to catch up to that. Poked away from him. Regals, they'll control. They'll get past Schmerman and up the ice. Regals in on the attack. Right into the middle. Isaac looking for that puck, and that's intercepted. Cleared out easily there by Evan Weaver. Weaver able to hold the line too. On net, saved by Okemo. He had to be careful. Not sure if he was expecting a shot there. Now Schmerman shoots. Blockered away. Tried to bat that one to the corner, and he does. Played back now. Henriksen. One-timer. Weaver. That one's wide. Canucks still control though. Tried to get that back to the point for Weaver. That forces them out of the zone. They'll have to tag up now as they're offside. Short pass. Boehm will bring it right back in. Dustin Boehm shoots. Saved by Okemo, and he'll hold that for a whistle. And I'll tell you what. 21st save already for Keegan Okemo, or 20th save, sorry. He has been busy.
Tonight's game sponsor, Big Lake Scotch. New vehicle.
Regals able to win that face-off, cleared out of the zone by their goalie, Keegan Okemo. Weaver up for Desi. Gets it back now. Massingham. Desjardins goes to the front of the net, and that one's in the back of the net. Joey Massingham, his first of the season, and the Canucks got a 2-0 lead. 14.5 seconds left here in the first period, and I wasn't expecting that one to go in. I thought Okemo had it, but Joey Massingham giving the Canucks a little bit of an insurance marker there before first intermission. Never hurts. He's able to win the face-off. Puck slides all the way back to Proul, and he'll cover that one up. Rob LeMay pushing to get to the front of the net. Him and Weaver exchange pleasantries. They've had a few battles over the years with LeMay's time in Flair. Massingham going to get tossed, so Chris Desjardins going to come in to take this one. Able to win that to the corner, and Weaver will flip that out. Long shot over the net of Nathan Proul, and that's going to be the end of the first period of play. Canucks are going to take a 2-0 lead into the intermission. Goals by Joey Massingham and Brandon Rowley. Massingham's first of the year and Rowley's third. Nathan Proul with a couple beautiful saves in that period. Gets his first period NPHL action under his belt. That'll feel good. Settle into the game a little bit. Played excellent that first period. Take about a 15-minute break, and we'll be back for the start of the second. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Hopefully it wasn't too choppy or anything, and we'll see you guys to start the second.